Kai, thank you so much for being here. Let me quickly introduce myself and I'll quickly introduce you. My name is Mohammed. I go by Uncle Mo. I don't know why now, but Uncle Mo is what I go by with Lil Helper, a few folks from Lil Helper. And here is Sky. Sky, if somebody were to just meet you randomly, who are you? Tell them who you are.
Well, first of all, I'm a mom to two crazy toddlers. I have a 3 and a 1-year old, and I'm currently halfway through a pregnancy with my third. We're a very outgoing family. We love to travel. We took my son out to Alberta when he was 3 months old, and we were out there for 2 weeks.
And just out in the wilderness?
We started out in Edmonton for 3 days, and then we did Calgary for 11. And we just kind of rented a vehicle and drove all over the place. National
That's crazy,
parks.
Sky.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That is
COVID's been a pretty big bummer because we can't do that.
Yeah, and so right when so you tell me you have a 3-year-old, a 1-year-old, and you are halfway through your third pregnancy.
Yeah.
How is life?
Busy, especially now back to work. It's so busy. My kids are awesome, but everywhere, all of the time.
Well, I think that's the thing with kids, right? Like I feel that when we had Zara, we were like, I did not understand how much energy and time kids require, right?
Yeah, it's almost exhausting. Like so exhilarating, but exhausting at the same time.
So, Kai, you are back to work after 18 months.
Yeah, so this is my first time really out in the real world since COVID hit.
Wow. And are you back at the same job? Is it a new opportunity? What's going on?
Yep, so I'm like a lead hand at an automotive manufacturing company. So the protocols are pretty strict. Like you literally walk into like a photo booth type thing to have your temperature taken every morning before you go into work.
Wow.
Yeah, it's high tech.
So now,
I was not
so,
expecting it.
so things have changed a lot since the last time you were at work, right?
Yes, I literally had my daughter 5 days before the world shut down. So it's pretty wild.
That COVID baby thing that we kind of hear all the time, that is basically your daughter.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow. And how was that kind of raising a child during a pandemic, or even having a child during like a global pandemic? How was that?
It was crazy and really nerve-wracking because like newborn babies you try and like protect regardless of if it's a pandemic or not. So your anxiety level kind of goes to 11 if someone's like, "Ooh, can I see the baby? I want to hold the baby." It's like, "No, like we need to keep our space, make sure everyone's safe." Some people
And how
respect that.
did people respect that? That was my question. Like, did people kind of take it seriously in your family or even in your surroundings that COVID is
So
a
a
real
lot of
thing
them
and stuff
did.
like that? Yeah.
Background, my dad is like doing a pretty good battle with cancer right now, and my mom had gotten over with breast cancer. Like literally she stopped her radiation treatments last January.
How old
So
are they?
my dad is 63 and my mom is 49.
Okay, so very young.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we took the pandemic super seriously because I wasn't risking obviously my newborn baby or either of my parents because they're immune compromised. So any family that didn't really want to respect what we wanted, we said, okay, you can take a step back. We got to protect our family first.
Amazing. Amazing. I love that at least you had that clarity back in the day as well. Because even for the longest time, I could not understand what was going on. It was
Yeah.
so different, right?
Yeah, so confusing, but I knew like as soon as it hit that our like almost immediate family had to come before, whether it was real or not, whether it was serious or not. We had to take it seriously because their lives weren't worth the risk.
And like I kind of even in the last year, you have been active a lot even before that. But did the community on Unsnapped or the other Lil Helper communities that we have going, did that play a role for your kind of mental upkeep during the pandemic? Did that
This
help you in
is
any way?
the perfect question. 2.0 saved my mental health so much. Like the
What,
picture
again,
taking
explain to
group.
people what 2.0 is. What is
Okay,
2.0? People who don't know.
so the beginning of January, I applied for the
Which
Lil
January,
Helper.
2021 or
Yeah,
2020?
21.
Okay.
Yeah, 21. So I applied for specifically the photography group. I was
Yep.
lost. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything. My kids, my husband, my parents were all higher priorities than me. I was burning out. I was running out of energy. I needed something for me. And then you guys extended the application for it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to apply. I have the products. Everybody knows I got the product. Let
Cool.
me
So the
try.
2.0 group is, just so you know, it's a Lil Helper centric photography group where we ask our customers, hey guys, if you have a penchant for photography or if you like to share pictures of your kids or Lil Helper products doing out in the real world, come and join our group. We'll give you a lot of products at a discount. Plus, there are tons of products that we give out anyways for free and giveaways
He
as
is
well on
not
that
lying.
group.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are ridiculously generous. And, like, the people in that group, especially, like, Katie and people with photography backgrounds, like, they're all so welcoming and give the best tips. Like, now I'm not even afraid to take pictures of my kids. I don't even remember the last time we went to a professional photographer because I was like, yo, I can find the lighting. I can do this.
I have seen your pictures and I've seen the improvement in them.
It's so crazy. And I owe it all to the people in the 2.0 group because if you ask a question, they're the first ones to be like, I can help you here. This is what I would do. Maybe turn it this way. Like, it's so crazy. I
And the
love every
feedback is
community that you guys create. It's unreal.
and the feedback is so kind of helpful, right? It's never like, oh my God, look at this.
Yeah, it's helpful and it's like so gentle. So like you just can't take offense to it. You're like, yep, I see where it is. Done.
It's you know why? I think it's generous feedback from people that you know have your best interest in mind.
Yeah. And I find that all the time in Unsnapped and even the ambassador group because I'm in both those too. Super fan over her. And like very rarely do you see anyone like kind of snap back. It's all super helpful, very kind. I've never seen a community like that on the internet for anything. Parenting, diapers, like it's all, you always get the people in there that are so rude. I don't know how you do it in Unsnap, but it's just a great community to be in.
So Sky, this is what the amazing part about Lil Helper has been, and that is why we have grown, I think, so kind of slowly, is because we want to deal with good people.
And like the people
I
that you do deal with appreciate it so much.
I I know that, and it gives me so much fulfillment. When I say me, I'm really not talking about me, but everybody in the company.
Yeah.
It makes us so freaking happy doing what we do. You can't stop us from doing what we do. If you
And I
told
think
us,
that part of it is so contagious too, right? And that's why you get the group that you do. Because you guys are happy go lucky, very thoughtful. If you have input, you put it in there. Even as like the CEO of the company, you're right in there giving comments. Like it's amazing. I've never seen another company do that.
I am so happy, Sky, that actually, whenever I kind of think about even Lil Helper, it is so like I always get. I feel firstly, I just feel gratefulness just flow over me. Here you are, somebody who has spent hundreds and thousands of dollars with Lil Helper over the years. Not only are you a participant in the community, but you have, I feel like, because you are like you are the elders of the community as well, where you new
Which is
people
so
come in.
crazy because it feels like a week ago I was like a noob. Like, what's Little Helper? Oh, Costco. Yes, I'll order a day pack. And then here we are. I have like 100 diapers, 10 lifesaver mats. I don't even know, like I have everything.
So that's how you found us. You found us through Costco, eh?
Yeah, so we had a Costco card from the time we bought our house, and then I was just cruising online, and I knew that I wanted to try cloth diapers, but I got the usual, oh, it's so much work, you're gonna have a newborn baby, why don't you just see how that goes first, la 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 la. So with my first, I didn't start until he was 6 months old because I listened to the comments, which was my biggest mistake. And then I saw you guys on Costco, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this. So I went through, and the reviews were crazy. Out of all the other cloth diaper companies that I looked at, whether they were American or like they were from God knows where, like the reviews
I
don't compare at all. It was so crazy. And I was like, I need
people
this.
people think our reviews are fake.
No,
I get
not
I
even.
get I get emails all the time saying that I looked at your business, but I'm like you. I've never seen a business with 5-star ratings. I'm actually looking for something 4 or 3-star. What are you doing? I've been a couple of businesses who have contacted me and like, what is your trick? I'm like, there's no trick.
Be a good person.
Be decent
Be a
with
good
people.
company.
Be decent with people. You make a mistake, you say, I screwed up, and this is how I'm going to fix it. I there is, but the thing is, it's difficult to do, and you have to do it over a long period of time. But having people like you on the receiving end of it, Sky, makes it worth it.
Oh my God, that makes my heart flutter.
No, seriously, it does. I'm here over here like with tears in my eyes because like, oh my God, like I get to do this. I get to talk to you.
And like
Uh,
you feel it as a customer, you feel that. Like when you do your lives, when you write out a comment on some random post, like you can feel how genuine you are and how you truly care about your company. But above all of that, your customers. Like you don't take your
yeah,
company first, it's always the customer first, which
it's
I think a
actually the
lot of businesses need to write some notes.
and the good news is, Sky, that actually the whole business, the way it is right now, everybody in the business is exactly the same as so they do exactly what I would do. So they are not exactly the same as me, but I know if they were given a situation, they would react very similarly to what I would do. And that is why these people are there in the business.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times our views are very conflicting. And I like that. I like opposing views, so it keeps us honest as well. It keeps me honest as well because it doesn't make me turn into like a dictatorial kind of a figure in a business, because that is also what happens in a founder run business.
Right.
So I like that little bit of resistance. I like people kind of making their own points. And that also shows up in what we do, how we deal with patrons like you. Like when there is disagreement on stuff, like people were up in arms. How did you feel when we released the new diaper? Were you upset, or were you excited, or were you nervous? What was your feeling? Tell me about that.
So you're talking about like the unicorn print, obviously.
No, no, not even the unicorn print, like the that
Oh, like
too,
the
but not.
actual like new diaper itself?
Yeah, the new diaper, like the new that with the tanks and all of it. The new
Oh,
Lil Helper
okay. So
diaper.
I was actually a part of the trial group for it as well.
Right.
So I was a little unsure of the tank at first, but after using it, I was like, damn, this is pretty great. And then I was really conflicted about the two different colored snaps at the front. When I first saw that, I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that because, like, the unevenness, if it's like 3 showing in the front, like, I'm not like overly anal about it or anything. I just thought, like, I don't know if I'd like the look of it. It doesn't even phase me. Like, things that you
Now,
think, yeah, that you think, like, oh, I don't really, they're great diapers. The old ones were great. The fact that you guys were able to improve on greatness already is crazy and shows that
I'm
you
so
guys
happy.
want to grow.
Oh my God, there are so many things that we are actually working on right now, like even right now, just changes, continuous changes in the products, how to make it better, how can we take this out, can we put this in? Even within, just to give you a sneak peek, even with the pre-order stuff, there are so many small surprises that you guys have no idea about.
Oh, I'm so excited. I ordered 2 of everything.
We change the
I shouldn't say too
packaging.
much. You're gonna end up cutting me off, and I don't want that.
That's okay. That's okay. But this is like for me. I was like, we did so many new changes on all of this in the product, in how we are going to present it to you guys and stuff like that. And the surprise that we are working on, because one of the reasons we have a little surprise coming is because of the lateness of the pre-order. Obviously, how did you feel about that when that statement I made that statement? Did you feel that I gave too much information out? Like it was information overload, that 15-minute video, Sky, about why our pre-orders are late.
I don't know if it's because like I've been around the company for so long, but I don't know if it's gonna sound bad either. But I almost just expected that from you guys. I didn't expect you to just like, oh, COVID. I knew that something else was going to. Of course, you were gonna make a video and explain yourself. And I think that's why you pull people in, because you do stuff like that. You could have just said, oh, COVID, and everyone would have said, oh, yeah, of course, COVID, because that's what everybody's doing right now. To actually go in depth and then think that you have to make up for that by giving us an extra little surprise just blows my mind. Who does that? You guys are the only ones ever.
I feel that I don't know why anybody wouldn't do it. Like I really, it boggles my mind. But I don't know how else to run a business, and I wouldn't want to run a business any other way apart from like this. And I'm so lucky. I feel the luckiest person alive, seriously, to firstly have the good fortune of finding folks like you to deal with.
And I
To
think
work
that's
with.
reciprocated 100% between you and your customers. Like, I feel so lucky to have found Lil Helper and the community that it comes with, and your explanations and how you're right there to help. Like, it's not just like your employees, not that Delight and everyone else isn't absolutely fantastic, but you, in a sense, get your hands dirty too and get in there and help. It's not just your employees doing the footwork for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. And these actually, the good news is that everybody who works at Lil Helper, I tell them that there are times where I wear the CEO hat and I have to do CEO things, which are like literally like before I came in the interview, I was putting out garbage. Like this is all my, this is what I was putting out. Like you see all that like recycling, it's not garbage, it's
Yeah.
recycling. And you see there's a box on top of the green bin. I was running out, and I always put like a little like a treat for all our pickup guys, because whenever they pick up, like these guys are out in the open and just like in the heat picking up our throwaways. So I always
See,
put a
and
treat
that's
in there.
amazing too. Who else thinks to do that for like?
But I was
You're
I'm
so
coming in.
generous. It's crazy.
I'm like running in. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to put that treat out. And like I'm like I'll be late for Sky, and I'm like running back and forth, and I'm like. But I don't know why I brought it up. But just I was just saying that being the CEO means also to put out trash for the
Yeah.
business. But when I'm working with my coworkers, I'm their coworker. We literally talk to each other like we are all equals.
Yeah.
There is no me boss. Obviously, it's not true, and it's obviously seeps in, but I try and want to have that flat structure. And even that is changing as the business is growing, and it's just challenging. Sky, tell
Yeah.
me, what is one thing that you would really improve about Lil Helper? And I want that generous feedback from you. I want feedback. Okay. So tell me one thing that you could improve about us. Tell me one thing that you don't like about us. Like, and I really am interested.
That I
I'm not
don't
asking
like?
us.
Why are you putting
Yeah.
me on the spot like this?
No, because I want to improve, right? I want to make myself better. I want to make the company better. How do I make things better? How do we make things better? Can we do something better?
So some of the improvements that I have seen, one that I was like, so I've been in the Lil Helper fam for about 3 years now. And then
Mm-hmm.
shortly after I started using the products, I applied for the ambassador program, which like I was super stoked because I thought it was kind of exclusive. But I think you guys were like almost too generous in the beginning because you let everyone in.
We are people pleasers. We are all people pleasers.
Yeah.
All of us. We can't say no. All of us.
So even like at times I feel bad because I feel like I get busy and don't put the legwork in for the ambassador group or 2.0 for that matter. Life just kind of gets in the way, and then I try to make sure I apologize and come back with bigger and better. Where I feel when you guys were letting everybody into the ambassador program, people were just there to get free product and learn about what's going on. There wasn't
So
that
the change has been good.
Yeah. There wasn't that genuine love and want to put the product out there and share it.
Yeah, the genuine love for the company was there, but it was kind of miffled between like people just being there just for the heck of it and not actually wanting to be there.
Yes.
And I think, and even that, just to give you a little bit of insight, even when this was basically something that Heather wanted to do. And even while Heather was doing it, there was negative feedback around it as well. And I was like, Heather, is this the right thing? And Heather's like, Mohammed, I think it's the right thing. And I'm like, okay, if you think it's the right thing, then do it. I support you. I don't know how it's going to end up because I'm scared because I don't like to see people angry because that is something that is my, like I get super anxious if somebody's disappointed.
Yeah,
so
I totally get that, but I definitely think that Heather was in the right in doing that.
100%.
Like, I get people not wanting like public Instagrams and stuff, but if you put in the work to create a second account, it really pays off. Like, I have random people coming to my Instagram and stuff all the time.
I'm firstly, I wanted to say thank you to you. Now I feel like I will always feel like when I see you guys talking and on staff, like what if I meet them on the street? I might not recognize them. And now I feel like if I see you on the street, I'll recognize you.
Yeah, I don't get to Greater Toronto area very often. I'm hella rural, but...
But thank you so much, Sky, for being here. Thank you so much for doing this. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you for asking me to be the first. I was so excited when Heather asked me.
I was so happy as well. I was like, Sky, Heather, please, can you please ask a few people to come and join me? And like, Heather's like, Mohammed, is this one of our things that we're going to do and not do? And like, I don't know. Let's try it. I don't know what's going to be. Let's see. Even I don't know how it's going to turn out, Sky. So we are going to cut it, edit it. I have no idea. I have much more talented people who will take care of this, I guess. But thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks for having me. And if you ever want to do this again, let's do it.